starts now.
Falsus in uno, falsus in omnibus. False in one thing is false in everything. In 2012, Manu Sharma walked freely not just because justice spoke, but because witnesses did not. 13 witnesses turned hostile. Jessica Lal had already lost her life, and in that courtroom, truth lost its life too. And we called it a verdict. Good evening, one and all present over here. This is Ojeshwada going to present my views in favor of the motion. Should India introduce harsher penalties for perjury to deter false testimony in courts? First, imagine a well from which an entire village draws water, drinks water. Now imagine someone comes, pours poison into it slowly and deliberately and walks away with a penalty of just 200 rupees. Sir, this is perjury in India, section 191 of IPC and now section 227 of BNS, giving false evidence under an oath is a cognizable offence. And the punishment, section 229 of BNS, 7 years maximum. In practice, prosecution is rare, conviction is rarer, and the false witness, they go home, he sleeps, and he gives the false statement once again. The law exists, but the teeth do not. Our constitution promises justice, social, economic, and political. In the very first breath of its preamble. In Article 21 of the Constitution of India, it guarantees right to a fair trial, not just a theatrical performance where one side brings in evidence and the other side buys silence. The Supreme Court in the case of Zahira Habibullah Sheikh versus State of Gujarat held that in a criminal trial is the search for justice, is the search for truth, and if witnesses lie, the search ends before the search for the truth ends before it even begins. The court was horrified. It called the hostile witnesses a mockery of justice, and why not? Because every time perjury goes unpunished, we are not just losing the cases, we are losing the legitimacy of each and every verdict that has ever been delivered in the history. The National Crime Records consistently reported that witnesses turn hostile in over 50% of the organized crimes. What is even more deterrent is that a provision that is almost never invoked, a punishment, a maximum punishment that is almost never imposed, and a system that punishes the sufferers of the victims of the perjury that suffers the loss, and not the perpetrators of the perjury that cause the loss. At last, I want to conclude by saying Jessica Lal's killer roamed freely around the streets, not because the justice spoke, and again because the witnesses did not. We can rewrite the broken laws, we can rebuild the broken walls, but we cannot bring them back the very stolen years from her family, and from every victim that has suffered because of perjury, those truth that has been buried because of someone else's brought lies. Implementing stricter penalties for perjury won't undo that, but it will ensure one single thing, that we do not have to say those words again. Thank you.